Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, your home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. In today's video, we're going to be profiling a really interesting company. Actually came to me in the form of a subscriber request. The name is Plurilock Security Incorporated. A lot going on at this company. We're going to unpack some recent news in today's video. Before we do though, please take a second, hit the like button guys. Big help to myself and the channel, specifically in getting this content to other people like you who may find value. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to join. We're just about at 46,000 subscribers. We'd love to have you as part of the investment community. And finally, leave a comment in the section below. Let me know if you're currently holding shares of Plurilock, your outlook on this company and sector overall, and how you're feeling moving into 2025. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video, we're covering Plurilock Security Incorporated, trades on the Venture Exchange here in Canada under the ticker PLUR, also on the OTCQB in the United States under the ticker symbol PLCKF. Now this is midday on October 1st, Tuesday, down about 5% or 4 cents per share on the session. Currently trading hands at 74 cents Canadian with a market cap just sub $40 million. However, if we look at a 5-day chart here, you guys, you can see relatively strong movement really since Friday of last week when Plurilock was trading hands at 61 cents, rallying all the way up to 78 cents, which is where they started today's trading. Now, if we scroll down into the press releases section, you can see a number of key developments at Plurilock in the last few weeks. The most recent of which we're actually going to look at in today's presentation, with Plurilock announcing a $1.9 million US critical service contract with an S&P 500 semiconductor company. So a great example of the notoriety and track record of Plurilock, providing an opportunity to land another big customer already recognized in the S&P 500 index. Now, the article goes on to say Plurilock to modernize the customer's identity and access management. We're going to look at the various different offerings or services in a second here, including the configuration and management database infrastructure and encryption infrastructure for this client. Plurilock will refresh the customer's phishing training and reporting infrastructure in terms of the cybersecurity and update the customer's internal cybersecurity communication practices. So keep this in mind as we move through today's presentation as just the most recent example of another client that's trusting their company's security to Plurilock. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this organization, if we go over to the corporate website, I'll leave this linked in the video description below as well. I would encourage you guys to go in and take a closer look for yourself. Under the corporate About Us section, you can see Plurilock provides advanced cybersecurity solutions and critical services to governments and Global 2000 companies, enabling organizations to solve seemingly impossible problems, achieve compliance, attain leadership in their verticals, and drive productivity and morale, all while computing with peace of mind. So as someone who's worked for one of these large telecom companies, I can tell you that cybersecurity, especially in today's age, is critically important and is something that oftentimes goes unnoticed at companies, unfortunately, until there's a concern. Plurilock offers in-house solutions using patented behavioral biometrics and layered identity signals for high security. They have deep expertise, which we're going to look at in their investor deck, employing world-class experts in cybersecurity, AI, networks, and governance. And then a global reach, which again, you'll see in the investor deck with offices ranging from Los Angeles, New Jersey, Vancouver, Ottawa here in Canada, and India, allowing Plurilock to serve not only North America, but the entire world for these cybersecurity needs. And this is actually a great look at the company itself. You can highlight these various different business units. So Plurilock Critical Services, this is focused on advanced cyber services and resilience engineering for the world's most difficult problems. They've got Aurora, which is a complete IT and solutions provider serving US commercial and US government needs. They've got Plurilock AI. They've got integrated SSO, so sign-on, multi-factor authentication, CASB, DLP, AI safety, and continuous authentication platform. And then Integra, which is focused on networks, so a complete IT solution provider, but serving Canadian commercial and Canadian government needs. So very similar to Aurora, just serving the Canadian market. Now, if we jump over to the investor presentation, in terms of the business overview, you can see some of the revenue milestones coming from each one of these various different business units. So solutions division, that's going to include Aurora and Integra. Managed and project services, so that's going to be the Plurilock critical services, and proprietary software as a service or software which is focused on Plurilock AI. And again, between these various different business units, you can see consistent revenue growth from 2021 through 22 and 23. Now, in terms of the margins on these various different business units, Aurora and Integra are the lowest of the group, looking at 5 to 10% in terms of your typical gross margin. Plurilock considerably higher at 40 to 60%, and Plurilock AI, impressive 60 to 80% typical gross margins, the highest of the group. Now, I mentioned a little bit earlier about their global reach, so you can see here Plurilock with their various different offices across North America, along with a list of some notable customers including the US Air Force, US Navy, Army, Marine Corps, and NASA, along with very notable commercial partners including Apple, Cisco, Nvidia, and Zoom. Now, obviously, in order to get those type of contracts, you need to have great existing connections. Plurilock really leverages SMEs or subject matter experts to provide sales support for the products and services that they offer. So you can see extremely good company in terms of the experts that they employ to help illustrate the importance of this technology, which really leads into their core corporate strategy focused on acquiring distribution, launching their dedicated critical services unit, and their Plurilock AI platform to help identify and launch new software products. And that's really the strength we saw in their Q2 earnings. Again, this deck was updated in September, 98% growth in critical services year over year, and $2 million gross profit, which was up 42% year over year, continuing along those financial trends we talked about earlier in the presentation. And as you can imagine, unfortunately, cybersecurity is not going away. This is a $2 trillion annual global market or addressable opportunity, including international conflict zones, regulatory changes, and continued skill shortage that's prompting companies to look for solution providers, not actual vendors. Now, they then go on to talk about two of their business units in more detail. The first being the critical services, where they're seeing tremendous amount of growth in terms of revenue, as you can see here. This is a relatively newly formed team, and as we saw earlier, delivering extremely good margins to the company, along with their Plurilock AI SaaS platform or service as a software, which is an advanced multi-patented zero trust security platform and was actually ranked as a gold medalist and quadrant champion for value and customer satisfaction in 2023 and 2024. So again, I would go on and encourage you guys to take a closer look through the investor presentation and learn about some of the key differentiators of this Plurilock AI software. So with that being said, you guys, a really interesting company in the security space, harnessing AI that you may not have heard of. Again, Plurilock offers a number of key opportunities here, including that huge TAM or total addressable market, $2 trillion cyber market opportunity, world-class leadership, and those subject matter experts, which we talked about earlier. The scale and ability to land blue chip clients and government contracts, not to mention new S&P 500 members, as we saw in the intro, their fast-growing managed services business and critical services offering, and their growing proprietary expertise, really founded on those acquisitions and the integrations that we talked about earlier in the presentation. So for those reasons, you guys, I'd be super curious to hear your thoughts on Plurilock, specifically if you're already holding shares, your outlook on this space and company's business model, and your thoughts on the cybersecurity market as a whole moving into 2025. If you're still watching the video at this point, hopefully you found some value, so make sure you hit the like button, you guys. It really does help get this content to other people like you who may find use. And if you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to join. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you here tomorrow.